Hey guys, boy oh boy, Yu-Gi-Oh is going on a rampage, huh? And today I want to make this video to be talking about the Yu-Gi-Oh market. And as everyone may be aware that all the pictures, everything been shared online with uh, sold listings and everything else. And I wanted to talk about the new set, right? The limit over collection, which is Yu-Gi-Oh with all the overframe serialized cards. So the prices for these cards is a little bit unstable because there are literally so many cards that are maybe sought after, which is why the demand is pretty high, and which is why cards are literally inflated. And what I want to be talking about is the serialized cards. So as people who want to get educated in collecting, so the serialized cards, there's 100 for each language and region. There's gonna have 100 of each. As you know, for Japanese, as you could see on the bottom left, which is like the serialized with 100, and A, right? For maybe people who are not aware of that, the A stands for Asia. So people who collect Yu-Gi-Oh cards for as a collector, right? The serialized cards are gonna be literally almost unobtainable unless you have deep pockets. But what you can do is you can go for the lower version, right? The lower tier. You can go for the ultra or even just the prismatic, right? And those cards are even more, I would say, appealing, right? Comparing to the serialized with the black border. And yes, the black border looks pretty nice and everything, but man, the cards for that is the prices for that is literally unattainable. So as you know, stores here in Japan are selling it for like over 2 million. They're willing to buy back the cards for like 2 to 3 million. So living in Japan, I want to share my experience. So usually when a card store, I'm not gonna name certain card stores, but majority of so much card stores around Japan, their buyback prices are a little bit very, it sounds pretty sweet, right? But in reality, it's not. For example, they could put like maybe 3 million yen on a poster outside their building or on a poster or in front of their shop, but they won't be buying it for 3 million. And that's just a fact. In my opinion, from my experience, they won't even buy it for half. The stores here are pretty much they're pretty much hype men. I wouldn't say they're scammers, but they give out false informations. From my experience, so many of them would pay not even 40% whatever they're looking for. And at the same time, for all you people who want to sell cars here in Japan, just remember, they will never accept your card as a mint. They will always find the smallest flaw or even make it up. There was one moment before that I sold a card, I think that was a Pokemon or a One Piece card. They pointed out the damage, but when I looked, there wasn't anything there. Put it under a light. They just want to make a statement saying, it's a damaged card. There's a flaw, so that they can just put it whatever price they offer. But in reality, they will never pay whatever they offer on the poster. And for Japan, I think it's one of the worst places to sell your cards because the Japanese stores here are literally just more worse than vendors in America. If you think selling to vendors in America are bad, come to Japan and you'll double think about buying any of these shops cards because they're such how can I put this it's almost like it, it's a profit business, but their profit's so lucrative to the point where they scam you. For example, when you buy, let's say, a manga goes for like, let's say the manga Zoro, right, for 130k yen. They'll buy it from you for like 40,000 yen. It's crazy, right? And then you would see your exact same card in the store, double, triple the price, and that's how they make their profit. So here in Japan, the card shops are very sneaky. as I like to put it. They're sneaky, so you gotta learn how to adjust, and maybe you gotta know a connection in terms of the shop. But if you're a foreigner or a random person trying to sell your cards here, or a tourist trying to sell your cards here at a good price and expect good profit, no, you would rather hold on to your cards. Same with Yu-Gi-Oh, same with Pokemon, same with everything. So in the Yu-Gi-Oh cards right now, see? So what's crazy is that the Dark Magician girl that you see that's been floating around the internet with the serialized, just remember guys, that is not an official Dark Magician girl card. That is a spell, okay? It's green, right? As you can see on the layout of the color of the card is green, and then you would see like ritual cards that are blue, then you would see monster cards that are like vanilla-ish, right? And not many people know about this, so I just wanted to share some information about the Yu-Gi-Oh cards and the prices that are, I would say, skyrocketing right now. It's crazy because the fact that a card like that, where it's not an official Dark Magician girl, goes for a fetching of maybe 22K, right? Could you imagine an official Dark Magician girl? Or the next month's set, right? The Blue Eyes White Dragon. Could you imagine that serialized? I cannot imagine. So those cards that you see right now, just remember guys, those are raw prices. They aren't even graded. Cannot even imagine the graded, right? Whatever PSA 10 sells, that's gonna be the record price. Whatever a black label sells. Whew. Could you imagine guys? The whoever's gonna be part of that insider grading, I don't know, but could you imagine how hard is it to grade a Yu-Gi-Oh card? Konami has really bad, I would say, really bad print quality, right? But the fact that if a Japanese card can black label, a Yu-Gi-Oh card can black label a serialized card, I don't even know. That is 100 in the world, guys. Only a few can reach the status, right? Like trophy cards, maybe event cards, or but serialized cards, something that you can pull from packs. That's pretty insane. What I also was thinking earlier today is, what if everyone who pulled the Dark Magician, right? The Dark Magician and the spell Dark Magician Girl, right? All this the serialized cards. If everyone posted every card, basically every card, and lay it out on the internet, pretty much the sealed boxes of those actually will crash in reality because all the serialized cards has been pulled, which means those sets are pretty much pointless now, right? So that's one of the downside that I see that I can find if everyone posts all the serialized cards, because now then the serialized cards will kind of be more sought after more than sealed. And I don't even know what the Red Eyes Black Dragon, the God cards, right? Obelisk, Slifer, and the Winged Dragon of Ra, Exodia, the Blackluster Soldier, the amount of monsters that they have in the Yu-Gi-Oh space is pretty crazy, right? Imagine those full art overframe serialized cards, right? We have the Gaia the Fierce Knight, a Summon Skull would be sick. There's so much into Yu-Gi-Oh that Kazuki Takahashi basically set out for us to enjoy, right? His artwork and everything. We have a lot of the magicians, right? It's crazy. We have the Dark Magician, the Dark Paladin. We have so many of these, I would say, original OGs that I hope that they will plan to bring into the overframes cards, which maybe they will, but who knows, right? With Konami, maybe they want to see, and maybe this overframe card is just a test run for them, and I don't know if they're gonna, I would say, take my opinion, but it's a bit interesting where Yu-Gi-Oh is gonna be in the basically where will Yu-Gi-Oh be in the end of this year, because the year just started February, and or I would say March, sorry, March, and Yu-Gi-Oh overframe cards, the hype was legit. The hype was real. The cards are literally just, so many people are just breaking those boxes trying to hunt for those serialized cards. And could you imagine trying to, I would say, what's the grading upcharge on those? Damn. So yeah, I wanted to make a small rant about the Yu-Gi-Oh card space, and maybe if you guys wanna support the channel, please like, subscribe, and maybe comment down below on what topic you want me to talk about. Again, I live here in Tokyo, Japan, and I want to kind of share with what's going on here with the OCG side. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Have a good night. It's midnight here. Bye bye. Peace. Oos.